final delivery from Hawke is sent to the boundary by Pollock. But even before it reaches the fence, enthusiastic crowds scramble over the pickets to congratulate their heroes.
In 1966-67, South Africa enjoyed its first victory against Australia in a home test, and Pollock was a key player. He made 537 runs at an average of 76.71, including a double century in Cape Town.
The importance of that tour for South African cricket fans was colossal. They saw a victory over Australia as being very important if they were to affirm their status as one of the leading, if not the leading side in the world. In actual fact, Australia had never lost a test in South Africa before that series.
A single brings him his century. Today's his birthday, and what better present for Graeme Pollock and cricket lovers everywhere than 100 runs.
Well, at the time the series was over, South Africa had won the series 3-1, and Pollock had just about cemented his place as the #1 batsman in the world. And he did that more than anything else with an innings of 209 in the second test at Cape Town. And the great irony of that is that's the one test of the series that South Africa lost.
Pollock's perceived weakness around leg stump had now disappeared, and he was now as complete a batsman as any in world cricket.
When it came to batting, as a youngster, when I first appeared on the scene, Graeme Pollock was the bloke that I ran into from time to time. And I'd seen him play, of course, and seen what he'd done to sides like the Australians. And I felt a little sorry for Graeme because I don't think he gets the sort of accolades that perhaps he should.
In South Africa, he'll always be regarded as a legend, and he'll always be regarded as somebody, along with Barry Richards, probably the best batsman of that era, of that time that South Africa produced. So it's just a pity that he wasn't able to carry his skills into the professional arena, because the professional game came along when South Africa, when they were in isolation, so he could never really take part in that. So the world didn't see the best of him. In South Africa, they probably did, although it was more at first class level because they couldn't really see him against other countries, which was a great pity. But there's no question that he was a highly skilled player and a highly talented individual.
South Africa did not play Test cricket again until that famous series against Australia in 1969-1970. Apart from his extraordinary 274 in the second Test in Durban, Pollock made 3 other half-centuries, and the South Africans won 4-0.
In 1969-70 for South African cricket was in many ways the high point of their whole involvement in the international game. They absolutely thrashed an Australian side led by Bill Lawry 4-0, and it was generally regarded that that was perhaps the strongest South African side ever to take the field.
And then, at the age of 26, Graeme Pollock's Test career was over.
He was trapped by the apartheid policy of his own country, and the world turned against him and put him out of the game. And like, of course, so many players in the war as well, they lost 5-6 years. Otherwise, I think he would have probably broken nearly every record in the book.
I think all of them would have had long international careers and distinguished careers, and I think it affected them quite badly emotionally, as one would be able to understand. To see everybody else around the world playing, and to see a lot of players playing who they knew they were better than a lot of the people playing at international level, hurt them badly, and it was very emotional. It was very difficult. It was something that I don't think a lot of them could really come to terms with, which is pretty sad. But it was a reality, and as I said, it was a very dark time in South African sporting history. The 20 years of isolation, it meant that a whole generation of players was lost to the international arena.
If isolation meant changing South Africa's politics, its cricket, its isolation, if it played a part, then I'm quite happy that I missed out on 22 years.
After touring England and then Australia with composite world teams, Pollock settled into life as a domestic first-class cricketer at home. Pollock's only taste of international cricket from 1970 onwards came against rebel touring teams.
He has said that he was going to retire after the rebel West Indies team in 83-84, but when word got out that there was a rebel Australian team coming, he decided to extend his career, which gave it a nice symmetry because, of course, his Test cricket career had begun against Australia back in 63-64.
Pollock's last great innings came in February 1987, in his last 5-day match against a rebel Australian team led by Kim Hughes. At 42 years of age, Pollock made 144, with 40 of his last 41 runs coming in boundaries.
He scored an innings of 144, and for the most part, once he settled in, he did most of them with boundaries, either hitting fours or taking singles, which, as one journalist at the time who saw the game said, he only took singles so he could keep the strike. And it was, by all accounts, a great innings. He was 42, approaching 43. And he got those runs against a pretty fair bowling attack, and he got them in great style, well past his 40th birthday.
Pollock never played in a one-day international, but he once made 222 not out in a 60-over match for Eastern Province.
There'd be plenty of bowlers who would be very happy that Graeme Pollock never played a one-day international because he would have been dynamite. I mean, it was just made for him. You know, he actually played Test matches if they were one-day internationals. You know, the way he hit the ball through the offside field in particular. I mean, I've seen fields set for Graeme Pollock, and I did it myself, where you know have a ring of 6 or 7 fielders on the offside, and Graeme Pollock hit the ball through that area.